This is a hurricane update. Done some of my wiring that I wanted to do. Mounted my turn signals. These are factory turn signals. They don't quite look right, but I don't have a ton of money to do something custom. More custom than this, that is. I'm going to take 2 pieces of ready rod, run it through. I strapped it, strapped it there, which is kind of, it's just keeping them from falling forward, right? It doesn't flip upside down essentially. Down here, I got a piece of ready rod. Goes straight through, let's see if I can get a better angle. Through that piece of frame there, you see? And it goes all the way through there to that piece. Gives you a pretty good solid mount. Right, they don't move. I've done the wiring for my headlight and essentially everything forward of the frame in the airbox. I cut so much wire out, it's ridiculous. I have to wrap this, but I have to, this isn't hooked up because the connection it's down in there. It's too short, so I gotta lengthen these 3 wires. And then that will be hooked up too, and the whole front end's perfectly done. Let's see. Down in here, there's my fuse box. Kind of hard to get to in a jam, but to be perfectly honest, I never would have been able to get to it anyways, or it was before. Split one of my fuel lines, so I had to buy a new one. My carbs actually need work too before I get it on the road. Blacked out my motor, blacked out the frame. This is a better look at my battery, where it was sitting. Right there, all this is wide open to the elements. I painted that since the other video, you can probably tell. It's not a finished product, I was just experimenting. The turn signals are in place. And functional. Well, the left one isn't because the left one's not attached at the front. See, it's just not. I don't know why it's not. It should turn on. I'm not sure what it's doing exactly. But as you can see, this one is perfectly fine. Why isn't the left one turning on? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Huh. I think it's because this one isn't malfunctions once in a while. Here's what I was talking about, blue LEDs. You know what? Here, give me a sec. There we go. Blue LEDs in the dash. Looks pretty sweet. You look on. It's a good beam. It is a good beam, but compared to what it's gonna be, it's nothing. It's crap. That's a pretty solid signal. Anyways, that's the update for my Hurricane. The polished wheels and whatnot. And this for my, I'm saying it's crap light. These, you see these on all the big trucks. Or little trucks. All the trucks. $200 for a pair. I got one each. I'm gonna mount them right here, possibly down here. I could mount them down here And they'd provide some protection for the engine, but at the same time, if I have to work on the engine, I'd have to pull it off. It's kind of a toss-up. If I mount them up here, I think they might even give better light, just because they're a little bit higher. But man, they pound out the light awesome. I Mickey Mouse wired them just to test them out. They're just incredible. My airbox from the previous people, when I sold it, as I said in my previous video, there was a tube goes from here to here. I had two of them. Dumb other people threw them out. I just got rid of them. I'm freaking stupid. Brain cell in their head. So now the engine is trying to suck air from out here where it would have been pressurized in the fairings and cold. Sucks air from underneath the gas tank. Yeah, sure, it gets a little tiny bit of air from here, but mostly the exhaust header's down there. Right there. See? The air goes up behind the radiator, which is also hot. And hot air goes into the carburetors. Excellent. What a wonderful way to make the bike run like shit. I'm going to change the exhaust. I have a turbo exhaust, so to speak. It's Canadian Tire Special. And for Americans watching this, Canadian Tire is just our auto parts place / home stuff and whatever. It's kind of a Walmart of sorts, but more automotive driven than Walmart is by far. What you do is you get a pipe this size, an exhaust pipe that's this size, and then it goes up to a bigger diameter, and then I buy a turbo exhaust tip. It's a heavy duty aluminum one with some baffling in it, and I mount it all up, and it looks like a custom shorty exhaust. I did it once before on this bike a long time ago. It was loud as crap, but it was awesome. I'm thinking I'm going to do that again, because they don't sell aftermarket exhaust for these bikes anymore. These fatty grips, they're not the most aesthetically pleasing, but I tell you what, a long ride, they are awesome. Your hands, you're not leaning on something quite so crappy and narrow. This is my seat. Did a leather jacket, cut up a leather jacket and wrapped it, and it wore out almost instantly. So that's BS. I'm gonna rewrap it again before I put it back on the road. I'm gonna buy some vinyl, black vinyl, no seams. It's way nicer. Haven't touched the tank since I last showed you. And yeah, oh, here, with all the wiring I had to do in here. This is what I sucked out of there. All of that came out of there. Some more random pieces. All this was in that one tiny little spot. It's horrible. Horrible. Anyways.